here we are on my desktop with lots of windows open on Chrome. All right, let's take a look at the first sentence. These are all sentences that have you in it. However, the amount of vaccine is not enough, so you have to put someone over others. So I talked about precise, and the lack of precision is that it's not me, it's not the reader that has to do it. So who is deciding priorities, right? Put someone over others means prioritize for the vaccine. So I think the best change would be authorities. Now, of course, that might be a hard word. Maybe you don't know that word. Authorities are just the people who have power, the people in charge. If you know that you don't know that word, maybe health officials, right? The people who are deciding about COVID. You could even say so. Maybe government officials, right? Because they're probably deciding. So the amount of vaccine is not enough. So some people have to wait. Would be another. That would be another way to say it, right? So various ways, but at some point, just we want to do something except for you. And as I often say, you could just say people. So people have to put someone over others. Someone, I think, is a little strange too. Some groups of people, right? So elderly, for example, go first. All right, so that's the first example. I have 5 examples, I think. All right, I want to say, even though this is about you, about spacing, I've been writing about it. It looks, to an English speaker, it looks really bad. Probably try to imagine if you looked at Japanese and there were spaces between all the words. It would probably look really weird to you. And you would probably say, no, don't make the spaces. So spaces, as I keep writing, one space after the comma or period. One space, right? Not before the comma, after the comma. Last year, for example, you were short of toilet paper because of the lie that toilet paper would lessen because masks were made from what toilet paper was made from. All right, so last year you were short of paper. So this is a good example of just probably the person's talking about Japan, I think. So you could say Japanese citizens or Japanese, or you could just say citizens, or, citizen in English is either shimin or kokumin. You could say people. People were short of toilet paper because of the lie that toilet paper would lessen. I think the lie was not that toilet paper would decrease. Lessen is a word, to become less, but in this case, decrease would be better, but I think even better would run out. I mean, the fear that people felt was that toilet paper would run out and there would be no toilet paper because masks were made from what toilet paper was made from. So this is, I think the writer did a good job of finding a way to express his or her thoughts. Because masks were made from, I think, toilet paper material. I guess the word here the writer was looking for was material, right? That's the thing. Things are made from different materials. All right. Next one, fake news tends to spread faster than normal news, so you will get a lot of fake information unless the media censor post. All right. The space, no space before, space after the comma or period. So I like tends to. This is good because we're being cautious in academic writing. Tends to spread faster than normal news. So you will get a lot of fake news, fake information. I think we could just say readers, right? Because we're talking, I think we're talking about social media, and I guess it could include videos and spoken word. So you could say social media users, right? People who use social media. And again, though, instead of you, if you just want to say people, uh, it's okay. Try to find a more specific word, but people is better than you. We'll get a lot of fake information unless media censors posts. Okay. All right, moving on. I'm trying to keep the video short. If you dream of leading a happy life, people who dream of leading a happy life should not play. I think this writer just didn't cross this out. I think this is just left over. So I believe just boom, get rid of that, and then it's good. People who dream of leading a happy life should not play video games. All right, that's a very bold statement. And what do we got? Two. Okay, there are two more. To prevent yourself from believing fake news, probably again tried to correct that. You should think about the information rather than accept it immediately. So to prevent yourself from believing fake news. So I think, all right, I try to say an example that's very close to this original. I think avoid is better, and again, it's a more cautious word. To avoid believing fake news. And again, we get the same thing. Social media users, readers, people. If the context is clear that this is social media, then users is okay, as long as in the paper, in the paragraph, it's been clear. Users should think about the information rather than accept it immediately. Okay, that's pretty good. Again, just find another way to say you. Euthanasia, which means letting other people kill yourself. Of course, this is not, grammatically, this is not correct. Has always been controversial since it appears. Okay, this writer should be a little more careful with spelling. I'm sure it appears on his or her screen that there's misspellings. If you just take a minute and look at it, you could probably find controversial, and I have to try my spelling here. Yeah, controversial. All right, so we took care of the spelling. Euthanasia, which means letting other people kill yourself. All right, I think it's a little bit difficult to define, if you look down though, so which means the phrase that's often used is assisted suicide. Okay, so which means assisted suicide has always been controversial since it appeared. Yeah, we need appeared. So, yeah, actually, euthanasia, a few people wrote about it. I have to look that up too. I I think it means both allowing the person to kill himself as well as maybe like the doctor actually giving some kind of poison to kill. So I think it includes a couple things, and that's why I think the phrase assisted suicide is very good. But you couldn't say yourself in this case, anyways. So those were a few examples of you. I think you probably get the idea. Think about a noun, and maybe at some point it's really not just you. Pronouns we're going to avoid, but this video is already probably too long. Thank you for listening, and I have to figure out how to turn it off now.